You don't know what love is until you really fall in love one time.
See you there. You are
You don't know
maybe.
what love is until you really fall in love one time.
Broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Ooh, mountains, we gon' walk it out, and mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000
I think we're live. I'm not too sure. Chris, Pilates. I don't know if you're on it now, but it says Sculpt 5 on the title.
The silence is
Pilates 4 we're doing.
and it feels like it's getting hard to
Hopefully you can hear me. I can't hear you.
feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Mountains, bring it to its feet. Mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise
Mic on. Turn it on.
up, I'll rise up.
I can't hear you.
I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
Nope, still can't hear you. And it still says Sculpt 5. And it needs to be Pilates 4. Oh, somebody's in the Zoom room. Ria. Hey, welcome. You alright?
Yes, you.
Oh, and Joel. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing? You alright?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we are doing Pilates. We're not doing Sculpt as it says.
Pilates, is it?
Yeah, it's Pilates 4.
4.
You alright, Ria?
Yes, thank you, love. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Good.
Warm and toasty.
I know. I'm looking forward to the studio opening again, though, I must say.
Yeah, dude. Can't wait. It's all very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
What a treat to get back to normality.
I know.
What a treat.
I've just struggled to make a lot of classes because it's hard, having that cut off between work and.
Oh yeah.
You
You're in
know.
limbo, aren't you?
Yeah.
To go.
Yeah, seems like that for everyone. All right, we're about to start in about 20 seconds. Just so you know, and I won't be able to hear you from them. How come the screens look different now, Chris?
Just been doing some great tech work, that's all.
All right. Hey guys, welcome. How are you all doing? It's Ashton here, and welcome to Pilates 4 today. Right, so in our Pilates routine, as usual, we've got a lot of ab work, quite a lot of shoulder and core stability work as well, glutes, and yeah, a bit of aerobic and cardio stuff in there too. So as usual, we're going to start in our bound angle position, right? Just to open up the hips and thighs. So soles of feet together. A little shuffle of the bum towards the heels. Slow roll back into your supine position. Roll back of the shoulders. Allow the knees to open up and the legs to just relax. Bring focus to your Pilates breathing. So this is where we inhale and feel the whole chest rise. Once you feel like you can't inhale anymore, then hold for a second and then gently exhale and feel the chest deflate, feeling the spine sink along with it. Close your eyes, and this will allow you to feel your sensation of breath more. And exhale. Try to relax the shoulders. Let them gently fall back. And we've got 3 more deep breaths here. Breathe as deeply as is possible. And as slowly as you can. 2 more deep breaths now, continuing to release tension from around the hips, around the TFL, which is just on the outside of the hip bones there. Often quite tight for a lot of people. Right, final one. Inhale and slow exhalation and sinking of the spine. Okay, from here, gently open the eyes and then slowly bring the knees together. Bring the knees to knees. To the other. Well, and clockwise. Thank you. All right. We'll work those out. And exhale. All right, release. Bring the feet onto the floor. Keep the legs bent. And then from here, sway hips and knees from side, loosening off the lower back hip. And then center. So we're going to start with some single leg extensions to begin with. Right, so level 1, legs in the air, hands on the floor, neck on the floor as well. From here, we straighten one leg out, and then as we cycle it in, we give it a little bend and bring the knees back above the hips here. And then we alternate. That is level 1, bringing the leg as low as possible. Level 2, the upper back, hand 3, arms over the head, everything the same again. So here we go, 10 cycles per side. Here we inhale, lower, low as it will go without the lower back lifting off the floor. Exhale back for 10. For 9, try to keep your knees at 90 degrees, guys. Try not to get lazy. This is when the knees start to towards your abs letting go of control a little bit. So keep an eye on that angle of the knee. Good. Slowly as we can, holding for a second at the bottom of the range. Okay, this is my fifth one per side, so we've got another 5 per side after this. Let's try and keep those shoulder blades lifted off the floor and the arms besides the ears if you're taking level 3. All right, 4 more each side, keeping your movement slow, timing each breath to each cycle. For 3, you can point your toes if you want to. Sometimes that just helps leg and ab engagement. For 2, deep breaths, guys. All right, last one, doing so well. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Oh, and then release the feet to the hands and gently just out the knees and the hips again. Okay, so next up, we're going to come to a little knee hug. Knee twist. Well, we're just loosening off the hip. Circles if you want. And 1. Remains on the right knee. Right arm comes out to the side. We lengthen out the left leg, and then we look at our right hand and allow the right knee to fall over to the left, coming into our single spinal twist. So this is just helping us loosen off the lower spine there and the back muscles. 3 deep breaths. Continue to relax and keep the shoulders on the floor. For 2. And then 1 last breath here. Okay, inhale, come back into center. Plant your foot back onto the floor now. Pop your hands beside your hips, palms facing down. Squeeze your knee towards your chest here. Keep your left foot firmly planted on the floor, and then we're going to go for a bridge lift, all right? Keeping that knee to chest. Inhale, grounding into that left foot nice and firmly. Hold, squeeze the glutes, and then exhale, slowly roll down the spine, pelvic floor engaged to the last minute. All right, 5 of these. Powerful lift. Inhale, keeping that knee squeezed. Exhale. For 4, lightly grounding into the hands. So try not to grab your mat. We want to rely on the glutes and the core for that lift. 2 more. For 2. And 1 last breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Release. Well done. And then let's do everything on the other side now. Hug and squeeze your left knee in towards your chest. Give it a little 5. Loosening off the hip. And then 1. Yes, again. Right hand means arm out to the side. Lengthen out the right leg. Look at your left hand. Inhalation here. And then bend your leg again. Plant the foot back onto your hands onto the floor. You're ready for that single leg bridge lift. Squeeze that left knee into the chest. Are you ready? 5 of these lifts. Inhale, hold, squeeze, exhale, slow roll. Control, guys, for 4. High as we can, stabilizing the hips. Again, keeping that pelvic floor engaged, squeezing that base glute. 2. Ooh, sending energy all through the back of that base leg there. And slow exhalation. Slowly lowering hips to the floor. All right, from here, I'm going to come into some eagle crunches. So I'm going to start with my left knee above my right, and then try to cross my calf around one another. Your toes behind the calf. want to pop elbow on top of our left, okay, to balance out the position. And then from here, twisting the arms, palms facing one another or knuckles together. All right, lower back to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the whole body. Make sure that lower back is still taped to the floor. Toes and fingers tapping floor. Exhale, crunch. Goes to the hold, and then slowly lower and inhale. And exhale for 5. For 4, try to relax your shoulders, guys. This is a lovely trap and shoulder stretch as well. For 3. For 2. Lower back stays flat, remember. And last one, we're going to hold 3 seconds here. For 3. For 2. Last one, and then slowly release. All right, untwist the arms and legs, and then shift the opposite knee on top, opposite on top. And then we're going to do the same again. Take your eagle position once more. Low back to floor. Are you ready? 5 of these. Slow. Inhale. And exhale for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. Relax shoulders. Remember. And we're going to hold for 3 counts. And for steady breaths for 2. And 1 more. Release. Untwist the arms. Gently. And 1. Okay, 3. Do it. Seated. Your hands help you. Do whatever is good for you. Once you're in plank, so hands underneath the shoulders, knees off the floor. Your knees. That beautiful strong plank first. So stepping forwards, fingers are flat, gripping the floor firmly. Gently press the heels to the back of the back. Open up the shoulder blades here. Brief, keeping the neck level and straight. From here, we're going to introduce a bit of movement. So it's kind of like an inch the feet. Now, as you walk your hands towards your feet, you can bend your knees as much as you want, but try to keep the hips as possible. Don't want to be shaking and wobbling too much. This ensures that we keep the core locked and engaged. Come into your forward fold, and from here, as you exhale, walk your hands back to your plank. Okay? Again, keep those hips locked and stable. Coming back into your plank. Right, plank. You can choose to stay underneath the shoulders, or if you want a little bit more hands forwards, we'll take an extended plank and just feel how much more you have to work in this position. Maybe you even want to shuffle the feet back a little bit for even more challenge. Okay, so the more extended we are, the harder it is to keep that core stability in the abs there. Oh, come onto the knees if you need to, guys. If it's hurting your back, don't push it. Okay, 2 more deep breaths. Stay low for me, guys. Don't let the hips dip or the back arch. 1 more breath here. Move beneath the shoulders, guys. Coming back to your normal plank or tabletop. Woo. All right. You feeling good, guys? Yeah, good. And then from here, we're going to lift into a down, bending the knees as much as you need to. Your breaths here. Bring the hips into the air. Taking 1 more breath here before we walk the feet towards the hands, nice and slowly, hips stable once again. Bending knees as much as we need to. forward fold. So from here, chin to chest, take a slow, keeping the core tight. Yeah, the pelvis and hip. From here, heel toe the feet to about mat width. Okay, so only you know how wide you want your squat to be. Okay, so for some people, it's more comfortable to do a narrower squat. For some people, it's more comfortable to have a wider squat. So take your pick here. All right, from here, inhale, reach up with the arms. Shoulders are relaxed. We're going to take a squat. Stay in the bottom range. So push your knees out, tucking your glutes underneath the hips, slowly lower. Push the knees out and keep the weight in the heels. We are going to hold, keeping that lovely straight back. Okay, trying not to arch, trying not to tip forwards either, and keeping the chest up. Right, look ahead, guys. We're going to hold for 5 breaths for 5. Working the posterior chain, all the muscles in the back of the body, working the quads and the inner thighs. Keep reaching up with the arms for 3. Good. For 2. And then one last breath here. And then slowly rise, pushing off the heels, coming back into standing position. Okay, so from here, release your feet back in towards one another. Next, we're going to come into a warrior 3, working into our glute and our core. Here, reach up with the arms again, grounding into your right leg. Doesn't matter if you don't get that foot very high. Now, you can stay here and hold for 5 breaths. Destabilizes you, as you will feel. Chest parallel. Breath. You can get full. All right, well done. Ready to gently plant your foot behind you, taking a long step. And then we're going to pivot and turn to the side of the mat. Keep your arms extended in, guys. Now we're going to take a lateral lunge hold. Okay, so we're going to bend the leg, push this front knee out. Okay, keep the weight in the heels here. That's it. Try to not sink into that front leg too much and really just feel that energy and engagement going through the glutes, the hamstring, and the heel and calf there. 3 deep breaths for 3, staying low. Keep sinking, guys. Opening up the hips. For 2, that's it. Try to tape both heels to the floor. And one last breath here. And then release your arms, step back towards and take it out a little. We side, left foot, reach the arms, and then shifting and lifting the right leg this time. 1, 2, feel steady. Exhale, sweep them back, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, beautiful sweeps. 4, parallel. 3, the hands relax. Exhale. 1 more to go. That lifted leg engaged. And back into your lunge first, keeping the arms extended, turn and pivot to the side of the mat. Now ready for that lateral lunge. So we bend the front leg, the left leg this time, and we sink down into the hips. Keep reaching up, extending with the arms, chest is open, push the front knee outwards, squeezing glutes, tailbone tucked. 2 more deep breaths here for 2, sinking, strengthening. And then one last breath here. All right, well done. From here, step back towards the front of that. Release your shoulders or roll out. Awesome. From here, roll down, chin towards forward fold, and then hands onto the sides, the feet. Take a step back into plank. So we're going to do a Pilates press up now. All right, so back towards our feet so that we come to the bottom end of our mat. Take a slow roll up, chin to chest, standing position here. All right, let me then do 3 of them. Inhale, hands onto the floor. Exhale, hands of mat, stable once again. From here, you can either stay in plank or inhale, take tricep push up, knees onto the floor if you need, elbows to the ribs. Exhale, or straight. Walk the hands towards the feet and exhale, roll up, standing position. Okay, so take it slowly, guys. Time your breath to your movement or in time. So inhale, roll down. Exhale, walk your hands to the front of the mat. Your transition smooth, making sure in that plank position, or go for that Pilates press, and try to resist the temptation to rush the movement as well. That's good, guys. More. Keep the squeeze all the way through. Keep the ribs for that tricep activation when you go for that press up. Inhale, exhale, keeping the foot on the floor. Walk for stabilization. Breath. And then slowly roll all the way back to, yeah, awesome. Okay, so we need to be back at the front of the mat now, but we're not just going to walk there, we're going to take a plank walk there. Okay, so take a slow walk the hands back towards your walk your feet towards your hands. That's it. And then from here, we're going to take a lunge deadlift, all right? That's it, the left leg. So we're grounding into the right foot, fingertips on the floor, framing front foot. And then from here, lift that left leg into the air. Fingertips lead, slowly rise, coming into the lift. And then as we exhale, scoot it back, tips on the one. So it's like a deadlift, little touch at the bottom. Okay, just 3 of these. Inhale. For 2, trying not to pull as much as we can. If you pop your foot in, just take this one. And we exhale. All right. There. And back time, coming into a little lunge first. Fingertips on the floor. Are you ready? Shifting weight into leg. And then inhaling, lifting. Go for the knee squeeze to chest. Inhale. And exhale. Squeezing that base glute again. In 2. Ooh. And exhale. All right. Inhale. Of the fingertips light as possible. Go back down. Exhale. Okay, and then from here, we're going to open up into a side plank. Right, so you can come onto your two. So into right hand. Make sure that your right shoulder is directly above your right hand for that stability. Okay? The gravity travels down the whole arm in a straight line. And then from here, look up, extend your left arm, look at your hand here. You've got a choice. You can have your feet staggered or stacked, and you can just hold your side plank. Or if you want to take a little stretch with me as well, we're going to inhale, reach towards the front of the mat, really feeling that stretch, that lengthening in the obliques and the side of the body. And then as we exhale, we're going to sweep that arm back into the air towards the ceiling. 5 of these. Inhale, stretch, lifting hips, creating length. Exhale, return to center. For 4, inhale and exhale, keeping the hips stacked here. For 3, inhale, exhale. Let's try and make that sweep as elegant as possible. For 2, inhale, exhale, and then last one. Inhaling, staying strong in that base shoulder, and exhaling. All right, awesome job, guys. Roll back and then smoothly as possible back into your side plank on the other side now. So this time shifting weight into that left arm. Reach it with right. Ready? Inhale, stretch, exhale. Focus on the breath. For 3. For 2, come on, more stretch, lifting the hips right up. For 2, keeping the shoulder relaxed. Last one. Inhale, working to stabilize the body. Exhale. All right, well done. Roll back into then from here, come into your forearm directly underneath the shoulders. Try not to tense up the hands too much here because it uses a lot of energy. So from here, we can either stay in our forearm plank or come onto the knees, or we can come into some step outs. Inhale, lifting one leg out, keeping the hips stable. Exhale, bringing it back in. Inhale, exhale, other side. So let's aim for 5 per side. Please feel free to come onto the knee at any time. Here we go. For 5, deep breaths, guys. For 4, sending energy down those arms through the shoulders. Keeping those hips locked. 3. For 2, not allowing the back to arch. Sending the abs to the back of the spine. 1 more to go on each side. Inhale, exhale. Great shoulder stability exercise this as well. And then release knees to floor, guys. Well, okay, let's give those shoulders a little bit of relief now. So we're going to take a child's pose and then a thread the needle. Okay, so knees wide, glutes onto the heels. Underneath the left to begin with. You can either have your cheek on the floor if you want a gentle stretch, or if you want a little bit more stretch, then turn your head so that the chin points downwards here. Feeling that side deltoid lengthen. So feel quite nice. For 3. Sinking and breathing into it. For 2. 1 more breath. And then slowly spread your arm underneath. Exhale here, and then exhale for that turn of the head if you want more stretch. Chin pointing down. For 3. For 2, and 1 last breath here. Okay, slowly unthread, hands out in front of you, and then in whatever way you wish, come into a seated position with legs in front of you. So you can sweep the legs round, you come into kneeling first, just however you want to do it. Okay, so legs out in front of you. Double leg forward fold now. Okay, so relax your legs. If you've got quite a so you can see that my back is quite tight in the lower region here because it's a little bit rounded. So therefore, I have to just work a little bit and focus on sticking the hips out behind me to straighten out the back here, okay, for that extra length. Inhale, reach up with the arms, that's it. And then as we exhale, leading with the chest, hinge at the hips. Keep reaching forwards and extending, trying not to round the shoulders. Okay, just creating as much length as possible. Keep reaching forwards. And then once you feel like you just can't hinge anymore, then allow the hands to come onto the floor or onto your ankles or feet, whatever feels good, whatever enables you to create the most length in the back and the hamstrings there. For 3, sinking and falling into it with each exhalation. For 2, and then we have 1 last breath here. All right, well done. Slowly come out of your fold. And then from here, we're going to tabletop. Okay, so hands onto the floor besides the hips, fingertips pointing wherever is comfortable. Pull your shoulders back, squeeze the floor. Have your feet at hip width apart, plant them onto the floor, and then lift the hips into the air. This is your reverse tabletop. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, and try to pretend that you're balancing something on your stomach here. That's how still and straight you want your midriff to be. All right, so if you're happy here, stay here. If you want a little bit more challenge for stability, then you can start to play with shifting, taking the weight off one hand. I'm going to start with my left hand. So I'm going to lift it off the floor. You've got a choice. You can bring it out to the side, or maybe you can wrap it behind you and go for that opposite hip crease. Whatever feels good, whatever enables you to still keep the hips up and the shoulders away from the ears. 2 more deep breaths. So what I'm playing with is trying not to shift into one side too much here. Right, that's what will keep me stable. 1 more breath here. Doing well, guys. Woo! And then release. All right, pop your hips, glutes onto the floor. Shake out the wrists a little bit. Okay, it is quite heavy on one wrist, so if you've got dodgy wrists, then it might not be for you. Okay, just take a little rest if so. And then we're going to do it all on the other side. Hands besides the hips. Lift, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then take your option again. Remember, hand lifts, and then we can extend or wrap the arm around us. For 3, that's it, evening out with the weight between both sides of the body. Keep lifting those hips. For 2, doing well, guys. Yeah, great job. And 1 more breath. Woo. And then release glutes back onto the floor. All right, well done. Shake out the wrists, roll out the shoulders. And then let's go for that single leg forward fold now. Okay, so stretching into our each hamstring individually. So one leg slightly out to the side, both glutes are on the floor, and then the other leg is bent with the foot on the inner thigh. If both glutes don't meet the floor, then simply shift your foot a little bit lower down on the other leg there. All right, so from here, inhale, planting glutes, lift up the arms, extend, and then as you exhale, turn over to your lengthened leg, keeping the shoulders in line with one another. And with the chest, take that fold over the lengthened leg. Pop your hands wherever they need to be comfortable, to get the stretch in the lower back. For 3. Maybe even gently creeping the fingers forwards for extra length. Nose to knee. For 2, shoulders away from the ears. And then one last breath here. All right, well done. Walk your hands back towards you. We're going to swap sides. So the other leg is lengthened, and the other leg is bent. Glutes on floor. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, turn and fold. For 3, relax. Stabilize and even out the shoulders. For 2, nose to knee once again. And then one more breath here. Little walk back of the hands towards you now, releasing from your fold, releasing both legs out in front of you. We're going to go for some roll-ups next. Okay, so slowly as you can, take a roll back. That's it, lean. And then from here, we've got a few different levels. Okay, so level 1, the legs are straight here. We try to keep them on the floor as much as we can throughout the movement. And then hands are on the thighs. We use the abs, the lower abs, to lift and hinge up. That's it. And we keep our hands beside the thighs. They slide down the thighs here. And then as we exhale, we go for that slow control. Okay, and then level 2, same thing, but the arms are besides the ears. Now we want to take care not to bring our arms like this before we go for the crunch, because this means that we're just using the arms to throw ourselves up. Keep the arms besides the ears if you can, even as you go for that roll up. All right, just makes it all the more challenging and focusing on the abs there. And exhale. All right, so we're going to go for 5 more of these. For 5. Inhale. So keeping those legs flat on the floor. For 4. Slowly as we can on the way down. Rolling down incrementally. For 3. For 2. Reaching and extending continuously with the arms. One here, go slow swan. Inhale. And then exhale. Whew. All right, well done. Okay, hands besides the hips now. So we're going to go for some double leg lowers this time. We did single leg ones at the beginning of the class. Now we're going to do some double leg ones. It is a little bit harder. Okay, so level 1, hands and neck on the floor here. And then from here, with the legs, this is level 1, with the legs bent, we're going to straighten and lower and then cycle them back in. That's level 1. Level 2, straight legs to begin with, lower, and then bend to cycle them back in. Level 3, everything is straight all the time. Inhale, exhale, making sure we don't lift that lower back off the floor. All right, so let's do 8 of these from here. Inhale, exhale for 8. For 7, sorry, for added challenge, I completely forgot to mention this. Besides the ears, chin to chest. Sorry, 6 more of these now. Inhale, exhale. I'm so focused on the legs. 5, shoulder blades lifted, guys. For 4, hold for a second in that lower. 3, keep lifting those shoulder blades. For 2, inhale, and exhale from here. Knees. So arms out to the side, shoulders on the floor again, knees above the hips. So again, focusing on keeping that 90-degree angle with the knees here, all right? Not letting the knees just rise towards the chest. And then from here, focus on squeezing the lower abs, lifting the tailbone off the floor. Keep the tailbone off the floor. Inhalation here. As you exhale, slowly allow the knees inhale back to center, always trying to keep that tailbone in the air. And exhale. It's a slow, controlled, smooth, sweeping movement. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can turn your head from side to side as well, if it feels good to do so. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, one more on each side. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back into now. Right, pelvic flex. So hands back on the floor besides the hips. Legs can be bent or straight. Obviously, challenging if they're straight. From here, lower abs engage, and we gently ground the hands into the floor and lift the hips into the air. It's like what we were doing in the ball position at the beginning of the class, this time with legs extended. Here we go. 8 of these for 8. 7. Inhale to the top, exhale lower. So you want to make sure that the movement is up and down and we don't swing forwards and backwards. All right, 4 more for 4, for 3, for 2, last one, and release. Okay, knees to chest, rock and roll around, and then we've got exercise here. Okay, so we're going to do some scissor leg lowers. All right, so legs into the air. Level 1, hands and neck on floor, and we just crisscross the legs and slowly lower the legs and raise them again. Okay, level 2, chin to chest. Lower, keep the lower. Inhale, those feet. So if we can, right onto floor and take a little bridge, counter stretching, maybe even clasping the hands underneath the glutes, shifting rear deltoids, shoulder blades together, stretching out the front of the abs for 3, enjoying the stretch for 2, and one last breath here. All right, release your hands and then slowly roll down the spine. Oh, and it is time for Shavasana, guys. Flop. Let yourself lengthen out. Rest. Relax. Breathe. Close the eyes. Feel how good it is to finally be able to allow the abs to relax and all the muscles around the back as well after keeping them under tension for quite a long time. Feel the pressure just dissolve away from the body. Keeping the focus on the breath again. Enjoying the oxygenation of the body with each breath. So you can stay in your Shavasana for as long as you want. I'm just going to take a couple more breaths here with me if you're following me. Really try to fully relax the facial muscles and those around the neck. Final breath here. Inhalation, feeling the chest rise. Slow, deep, final exhalation. Now, whenever you're ready, gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Take a slow roll to the side. And then, however way you wish, come up to a seated position. Steadily and slowly. All right. Thank you very much, guys. That was end of your Pilates practice. Cheers for joining in. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great rest of the day. Bye. Was that all right for you guys? Good. What? Invigorated. Oh, just invigorated. Said. No, might be. It's okay. Right. Don't worry. Say anything. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye. See you. You coming for the next one? You did. Was it not great?